Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Afsluitdijk, I think. This looks Dutch, and we have a Dutch loop as a rule set, so I'm guessing it's Dutch. Um, Maybe it's something like a Dutch loop or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that the DIJK is a very Dutch word thing. I don't even know what it stands for, but I've seen it a decent amount when I would visit the Netherlands. So I'm guessing it's probably some Dutch combination word. Um, Maybe like something like Dutch loop. I don't know. That would be a guess. But it's by Damo89 or Damo89. I don't know how you pronounce it. Um, Here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. We also have a Dutch loop, where we draw a loop in the grid, which is a series of orthogonally connected cells that does not branch or touch itself, even diagonally. So an example of so orthogonally connected cells means that they have to share an edge. Um, so you could not have something you couldn't. This would not be a valid loop here because these two for a loop to actually work, every cell on the loop has to share an edge with two other cells, two and only two other cells on the loop. So this would only share an edge with one cell in the loop, and this would share an edge with one cell in the loop. So that's not a valid loop. So you could complete it by going here, and then every cell on the loop shares an edge with two and only two other cells on the loop. And you cannot branch, and you cannot touch itself. So not even diagonally. So this, let's say we had not this part, but say we had something like this. This is not a valid loop because it would touch itself diagonally here. And you cannot branch, obviously, because that would not make a loop. So you couldn't have something like, I don't know, this is not valid because this would branch. And yeah, so basically, the way I'd like to describe a loop is that every cell on the loop must share an edge with two and exactly two cells on the loop, and then you can say whether they can touch itself diagonally. That's the way I would phrase loops in Sudoku. Anyways, that's how we have things on the Dutch loop. We also have arrow circles are on the loop, and count the number of loop cells visible horizontally and vertically combined, including itself, and non-loop cells block the view. So for example, on this loop, if this were, okay, well, let's make a valid loop. If this were a valid loop, this would see four cells because it would see this cell, this cell, this cell, and this cell. It would be blocked by these two non-cells, and so could not see these. So this would have to be 4 if this were the case. Similarly, this would be 4 because it would see this cell horizontally, these cells horizontally, and would be blocked it would see these cells vertically, apologies. Then it would not see this cell horizontally because it would be blocked by the non-loop cells. So this would be 4 as an example if this were the case. And the loop acts as a Dutch whisper, where adjacent digits differ by at least 4. So if this were the valid loop, this 4 would mean that it would have to be surrounded, this would have to be surrounded by an 8 or a 9 on the loop, because those are the only digits that are 4 or more away from 4. Obviously, this would run into some other issues, but that's for that. That's an example of how on the Dutch whisper line, the loop acts as a Dutch whisper line, where adjacent digits must differ by at least 4. And then finally, we have digits on an arrow must sum to the digit in the attached arrow. So for example, these 2 digits must add up to what this digit is. These 2 digits must add up to what this digit is. These 3 must add up to what this digit is, etc., etc. So as an example, we could have something like 4 and actually it can't be 4 and 4, but like say we had 3 and 3 here, and this is 6. That's valid. Okay, it's not valid because this can't be 3 and 3. Say we had 3 and 4, and this is 7. These 2 digits add up to what that digit is, and we also don't break normal Sudoku rules. So this is an example of how arrows work and their circles. And remember, all the arrow circles are on the loop. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, we have 3 digits here, which each add up to a single digit. So these digits are 1 through 6. And this digits here must be 6 through 9. And remember, all the circles are on the loop, so we know that they're on the loop. This one then must enter this way and exit out this way, because every cell on the loop shares an edge with 2 other cells. Well, the only 2 edges that this can share a digit with on the loop are these 2 cells. Therefore, this cannot be on the loop, because it would share an edge with 3 cells going this way, because it would close off here. So this cannot be on the loop, which means this has to be on the loop. So it must connect to here, which means this cannot be on the loop. Could connect this way. This one has to go here on the loop. That's interesting. Because, so if it goes here on the loop, that means this must be a difference of at least 4. So you have a 5 or a 6 with a 1 or 2 here. That means this is at least 1 and 5 added together, which means this is 8 or 9. This digit has to be 4 or more away from 8 or 9. So this cannot be 6 here. This can never be 3 or 4. We know it has to have 1 and 2 with 5 or 1 and 2 with 6. So this is 1 or 2 here. We don't know if this is on the loop or not. It could be this way, it could go whichever way. This has to be 4 or more away from 8 or 9. So this is 1 through 5 here. This is 4 or more away from 6 through 9. So this is also 1 through 5. Well, what does that leave this here? Right, because the only digits that are 4 or more away from 6 through 9, 9 can be 4 or more away from 5 or less. 8 can be 4 or more away from 4 or less. 7 is 3 or less, and 6 is 2 or less. So this has to be a 1 through 5 in both of these cells. Well, that means if they're 4 more or more away from each other, this has to be a 1-5 pair, which eliminates 1-5 from the rest of the box. So this can't be 1 or 5, which makes this a 2. This then has to be 4 or more away from 2, and the only possibility on the arrow is 6. So this is 1, this is 9. This cannot be 9 then. This can't be 6 here, because it's 1, 2, and 5 at most, adding up to 8. This can't be 2, this can't be 1. We know there's a 1 along this arrow to add up to 6, 7, or 8, because 6 requires 1, 2, or 3, 7 requires 1, 2, or 4, and 8 requires 1, 2, or 5, or 1, 3, 4. So one of these has to be 1. The 6 on a Dutch whisper line. Actually, we should make these orange, I guess, so that it's easier. Easier to see that these are Dutch whisper lines. The 6 can only be next to a 1 or 2 on a Dutch whisper line. And in box 1, you can no longer have 1 or 2. So this cannot be on the loop, which means it must go on the loop here. So one of these 2 digits is on the loop. This sees 9 cells on the loop. It so far sees 7. The remaining digits in box 1 have to be 3, 4, 7, or 8. Could connect here to here. Remaining digits in column 1 are 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, right? Remaining digits in row 1 are 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this cannot continue down to here, right? Because if it goes here, the loop would have to continue this way. So this is 5 at most. This would be 6, 7, 8 total that it would see if that's the case. Therefore, it must see one more this way. At least, right? Because if it goes 5 down here, it has to turn here. It could see 4. We don't know how many that it will see. This sees 6. This can no longer be on the loop, so this sees at least 6. So at least you have to have 6 here. And this then will see 9 already. So this sees 9 already, which means this cannot be on the loop. This has to be on the loop, which means none of these can be on the loop because the loop can't touch itself. This can't be on the loop. This can't be on the loop, so it must go this way. It has to go to one of these 2. This sees 6 because it only sees 6 cells on the loop. This then is 1, 2, and 3. And this can't be 1. This can't be 2. This is 4 away from 6. So this has to be, this is also 4 away from 6. So this is 1, this is 5. This has to be 2 because that's the only digit remaining. That's 4 away from 6. So this is a 1, 3 pair, which eliminates 1 and 3 from the rest of the column. So this must be a 2. None of these can be 2. What digits are 4 or more away from 2? Has to be 7 or 8 out of 3, 4, 7, and 8. The 7 or 8 is 4 away from 1, 2, 3, or 4, but 1 and 3 are already taken into account, so is the 2. Therefore, this must be 4, which forces this to be 8. So 8 cannot be here. This is a 3, 4, 7 pair. The remaining digits in box 2 are 5, 7, and 9. So this could go here if this is 9 here. This is 4 or more away from 1, and it cannot be 5. So this is 6, 7, 8, and 9. This has to be 4 or more away from 6, 7, 8, and 9, which makes this 1 through 5. But you cannot have 2 digits add up to a single digit. 2 unique digits add up to less than 1 or 2. So this is 3, 4, 5. This then can't be 6. This can't be 5. This is 3 or 4. 2 digits adding up to 2 unique digits adding up to 3 or 4 must contain a 1. So this is 1 here, and it must be with 2 or 3 here. So this Dutch whisper line cannot go this way because this digit is not 4 or more away from that. So this cannot be on the Dutch whisper line. This can't be, sorry, Dutch whisper loop. This can't be, it must go this way. This has to be 7, 8, or 9 here. Could go this way, we don't know. One of these 2 is... If it tried going back this way, the problem is it would, if it goes here, obviously it can't be either of these because then it would go there, it would touch itself there. If it goes this way, oh, one of these two is, which means this is never on the Dutch whisper line. So since this is not on the Dutch whisper line, the Dutch loop, you cannot go in here and then back out. So this is not on the Dutch loop line. Let's see, what else do we have? This digit must be at least 3. This 4 would either be next to an 8 or a 9 here. Either way, this one has to be 4 or more away from, and basically would be, one of these would be 9 and would be on the loop. And therefore, this would be the next one on the loop, which would have to be 1 through 5. Again, you cannot have two unique digits adding up to 1 or 2. This must be 3, 4, 5, which must be next to a 1. 4 cannot be here because of this 4, which leaves a 4 in column. This can't be 3, 4, or 7 because of a 3, 4, 7 triplet in the box, so this has to be 5. This then must be 3 or 4, and that must add up with 1 or 2 here. So this 5 means none of these can be 5. So we have a 7, 9 pair in row 3 and box 2, which eliminates 7, 9 in the row and the box. So this is 5. These can't be 7 here. So 7 has to be one of these two digits here. One of these is 9. We're not sure which. The 5, where can the 5 go? I guess it could be 959. That is possible. What are the remaining digits in box 3? We have 1, 2, 6, 8, and 9. 2 cannot be here. So 2 is one of these two digits here. Okay. Remaining digits in column 4 are 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Either this is 9 or this is 9 to connect on the Dutch whisper line. They both see these two cells, so 9 can never. Okay, this is a 7, 9 pair, so obviously this couldn't be 9. Well, Okay. If this is 3, this is 2. If this is 4, this is 3. Either way, 3 has to be one of these two digits, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the column and the rest of the box. So this can't be 3 here. This can't be 3 here, which means 3 has to be one of these two cells. Where is 2 in box 4? It has to be one of these two cells. So 2 cannot be here. 2 has to be one of these three cells. Compensate. Where is 6 in box 4? It has to be one of these two cells here, which means 6 is one of those two cells. This can't be 8. This can't be 8. This cannot be 8 because of the 8 in the column. These two digits cannot contain an 8, cannot contain a 9. So, and this can't be 5, and this can't be 1. But this could still be a variety of things. Can this be on the loop? The only way this is on the loop is if it connects to here and then here. But 7, 8, or 9 would have to be next to a 4 or a 5, which is not 4 away from 2. So this can never be on the loop then. Oh, this sees 3 or 4 digits on the loop. Right now it sees 3. If it extends to here, this would have to be 4, which would force this to be 8 or 9, which would force that to be 5. So that's possible. This sees 5 digits on the loop. So if it either way, if it goes this way, then that way, or this way and then that way, it only sees 4 digits on the loop. So it can never go this way. It has to always exit out that way. So this is 1 or 9, but it cannot be 1 because of the 1 on the row. So this is a 9, which means this cannot be 9 here, and this can't be 9 here because of the 9 on the column. That means it must go this way to connect on the loop. So this is a 9 here. This is 7. None of these can be on the loop anymore. It cannot enter this way because they can't exit out again. So these are not on the loop. This can't be on the loop. These two can't be on the loop because they would be touching the loop. The loop can continue this way or this way. We don't know. It has to see 5. So it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that continues there. This has to connect to this cell on the loop. So it's one of those two. So none of these are on the loop. Since none of these are on the loop, it cannot double back and enter here. So this is not on the loop. This is never on the loop because it connects to one of these two. It sees only 5, so it cannot connect this way. It has to connect here. So it connects here. This can't be on the loop. You can't enter this area and stay on the loop, so none of these are on the loop. This is not, since it goes here, here, these can't be on the loop. This digit is 4 or more away from 9, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 or more away from 1, 2, 3, 4. And it can't be 5, 8, or 9, so this is 6 or 7. This can't be 4 then. This is 6 or 7 on the loop. This is 1, 2, or 3. Which means if this is 2, 3, that forces this to be 1. So one of these two digits is a 1. The 6, 7 can be next to 1, 2, or 3 on the loop. The 1, 2, or 3 on the loop can be next to 5, 6, or 7 on the loop, which means because it cannot be 8 here or 9. So this can't be 7. This is adding up to 5, 6, or 7 here. This sees at least 5. So if it tries to go down, it would only see 4 at most. So it has to turn this way. And it cannot connect any other way except going this way to the loop. So this has to be 5 then. Which means this is a 1. So it has to be next to 1 or 9 on the loop. This is 1 or 9. This is 1. 1 or 9 here. None of these now are on the loop. This must be 3. It only sees 3 cells on the loop. So this is 2. This can't be 2 here. It goes down here. So this cannot be 6 because 6 is not more than 4 or more away from 7, 8, or 9. So this must be 4 or 5 remaining. This is 4 or 5. That leaves this as the 6. 4 or 5 is only 4 away from 8 or 9. Where is the 9 in box 4? It can only be here. So this is 9. This cannot be 9 here. This can't be 3. So this is a 1, 2 pair, which eliminates 1, 2 in the rest of the box. This is 1 or 9. This can't be 5 anywhere here. Four or 5 can be next to 1. Or if this is 5, it has to be next to 4 and 9. Sorry, it has to be next to 1 and 9 in the same column, but this can't be 1. So this can't be 5, this is 4, which means this can't be 4. 4 is next to only 8 and 9 on the Dutch Whisper line, so this is 8. 8 can only be next to 4 out of 4, 7, 8, and 9, so this is 4, which makes this a 9. These can't be 4 anymore, these can't be 4, and these can't be 9. Therefore, that makes that a 7. This is an 8. This cannot be 7 or 8, so this is 5. This can't be 7, 5, or 8, so this is 9. The 5 eliminates 5 here. In box 4, we have a 7, 8 pair, which eliminates 7 and 8. Therefore, this is a 5 here. These can no longer be 5. This can't be 8 either. We have a 3, 4, 7 triplet in column 1, which eliminates 3, 4, and 7 in the column. So this is 8, this is 7, which forces this to be 8, which makes that a 4. This can't be 4 or 8, so this is 3. This can't be 3 or 8, so this is 7. 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 1 and 3. This can't be 1 or 6, which makes this a 1, 6, 9 triplet. This is a 2, 8 pair. This can't be 4, and this can't be 7 here. These add up to 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But 1 and 4 cannot be here, therefore this is 2 and 3, which must add up with 2 and 3 to add up to 5. Remaining digits in box 8 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. These can't be 1. This can't be 2 here. Remaining digits in column 3 are 2 and 5. And the remaining digits in column 2 are 6 and 9. Okay. In box 9, there cannot be a 2 and 3 because of a 2, 3 pair there. Therefore, where is the 2 in row 7? Can't be here because this is a 2, 5 pair. And the 2 cannot appear anywhere else in box 9, so this must be 2, which makes this a 3. That eliminates 3 from here. Where's the 3 then in box 7? Can't be here or here, so it must be here. So this is 3, this makes that a 4, which makes that a 7. The 3 here eliminates 3 here. What do we have remaining in row 7? We have 7 and 9. No, 6 and 7. So this is 6 or 7. This is 6 or 7. This 6, 7 pair eliminates 6 and 7 from the rest of the column. So this can't be 6. This is 1, which forces this to be 2. Therefore, this is 1, and this is 4, adding up to 5. This 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 8 and 2. These can't be 1. The 6, 7 pair eliminates 7 here, so this is 4. So this can't be 4 here. In columns, actually, let's do row 4. What are the remaining digits? It's 3, 5, and 8. Okay. Well, this can't be 5. This can't be 5. We now have a 3, 8, 3, 8 pair in row 4, which eliminates 3 and 8 from the rest of the row. So this is 5. In row 5, we have what? 4, 6, and 7. This can't be 4, so this is 6 or 7. This can't be 4, so this is 6 or 7, which makes this a 4. That leaves this as a 6 or 7 here. We have a 6, 7, 6, 7 pair in box 6, which means the rest are 3 and 8. So this can't be 8 because of this 8. So this is 3, this is 8. The 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 7, 3. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6 and 7, which makes this 6 and 7. The 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 9 and 6. We have to celebrate the 3. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so this is 3 and 8. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6 and 7. This can no longer be 3. We have a 2, 6 pair, which eliminates 2 and 6 from the rest of the box. This can't be 6. This is 1. This is 3. We have 1 and 5 remaining in column 8. This can't be 1 because of the 1 in the row, so this is 5. This is 1. 5 eliminates 5 here. So this is 2 and 5. 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 6 and 2, which makes this 9 and 6. Therefore, this is 4, and this was 9. And that's the solution. Pretty interesting, actually. The use of the Dutch whisper lines, or loop, was interesting mixed with the circles saying how many digits on the loop it sees. Anyways, a nice puzzle. Nice and fun, and I hope you enjoyed this solve. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.